All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Senior Solutions New Agent Orientation. My name is Joe Johnson. I'm the President and CEO of Senior Solutions. And today's webinar is really to give you, I think, a full idea of the opportunity here at Senior Solutions and your insurance group, and really maybe to answer some questions that you may have. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to cover everything, so feel free to reach out to me when you can. I can answer some specific questions for you on a one-on-one basis. Today's date, it's January the 9th, 2019. So I try to do these orientations, re-record them about every 6 months to a year, just depending on updated information. So the disclaimer here, I guess, is that if you're watching this on a re-record or watching it at a later time, the disclaimer is that some of this information could have changed. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Again, I said welcome to the New Agent Orientation, and there's three things that I'm going to cover with you that I think are going to be absolutely essential for you to be successful, not only with Senior Solutions, but really in the insurance industry and specifically with the final expense business. Number one is that at the end of the day, you got to have leads. Let's face it. I would say most of you would not have even signed up with us if we did not have an outstanding lead program. So leads are always going to be first and foremost. Producing high quality exclusive leads. Secondly, most agents are looking for great carriers, great products, a good compensation plan as well with full renewals. And that's what we bring to you. We probably have 15 to 20 carriers that we work with. I don't recommend you signing up with them all, but we do have a huge portfolio of carriers for traditional life insurance, final expense, mortgage protection, IULs, annuities, and even health insurance programs, including Medicare supplement as well. And the third thing that agents tell me that's most important to them is getting training, support, having good leadership, and mentorship. So these are really the three key components that we're going to be talking about, and these are really the three key components that are most important to make sure that you have a successful career with Senior Solutions. Moving on, I'm going to be talking about our partner companies. This is I know a big list. This is probably most of the carriers that we do offer. So as you can see, we've got a wide range, a full portfolio of carriers. Typically, for a new agent, we're not going to recommend getting contracted with all 15 to 20 carriers. I recommend starting out with maybe 3 to 5 carriers, and we'll go over that kind of a one-on-one basis as far as which carriers are going to be the best fit for you. Now, once you start the contracting process, now, I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you've already been contracted, okay? So if you have been contracted, you should have received an email from Teresa with your credentials to be able to log into the back end of the website. One thing I'm going to recommend, let me get my pen here, make sure this is working. One thing I'm going to recommend is that when you see this offer for the new agent starter kit right here, do not purchase that. Wait until you get the email from me. You're going to want to purchase your starter kit from Senior Solutions, not our marketing partner, your insurance group. But you do definitely want to take advantage of the back end of their website. It is very good. This is the information here. It's yigagents.com. So just be on the lookout for that email from Teresa. You're also going to be getting some emails from me, probably quite a few. You've already gotten this email, the orientation. The next email that you're going to receive is the welcome email, and it's going to be loaded with information. Just make sure that you go through and you really read this thoroughly. There's going to be a bunch of attachments attached to it. The one that's I feel is probably one of the most important, and I highlighted it right here, and that is the magic formula. That is our agent manual. Make sure that you read that from cover to cover. Very, very important. And with the tabs, it is located, it's right here in a PDF file. Okay, so a lot of great information. Like I said, just take your time, go through it, make sure that you are understanding all the information, and certainly give me a call if you have any questions about anything that you see on there. Oh, also, you want to make sure that you watch the Fast Start program video. That's really going to help you as far as understanding what it's going to take to get a fast start, and make sure that you review the in-home presentation as well. Now, in addition to that, you're also going to get an email from me about purchasing the new agent starter kit. So what do you get with the starter kit? Well, you get these great business cards. They I'm not showing you here, but they are double-sided, full color, and we can put that, your picture is going to go on there. You're also going to get the ID badge. That's right here. You're going to get your delivery tags, door tags. These are the delivery notices that we put on the door. You're going to get these great brochures, the 10 facts brochure. You're also going to receive folders. These are what we call the pre-sale folder. It's a great 2-pocket folder. And then also right here, you're going to get the flip chart. So this is everything that you get, and it's broken down into 3 packages. So you can do a package A, which basically they all contain the same thing. It's just a matter of the quantity. So if you want to maximize, you want to start out with like 1,000 business cards and 50 folders, go ahead and do this package for $179. You can do the package B, or you can do the economy, which is a great way to get you started. 99 bucks. It's going to get you 250 business cards, the flip chart, ID badge, delivery notices, sales folders, 10 facts brochures, and I'm going to put together one folder for you so you can see how everything goes in there. Moving on, want to make sure you take advantage of the Senior Solutions website. There's actually going to be 2 websites that you're going to be taking a look at. You're going to have the Senior Solutions website, and you're going to have the YIG website. Typically, most agents use the YIG website for more product training, and they use the Senior Solutions for sales training. Just as an example, if you were to click on where it says sales training right here, it's going to open up this page, and you can see all the videos that are available. And every week we're trying to add and deliver new content to you. So as well as sales training, you can see at the top there, the tab. You also click on product training, and that'll take you to a product training page as well. Let me go ahead and move on here. Now, we also conduct a training webinar every Friday at 10:30 Central Time. So just be aware of the time zones. If you're in Eastern, Mountain, or Pacific, just make those adjustments. But we do try to record most of the call, but it's always best to try to be on the live call. So what I recommend for new agents is that when you get started, when you're putting together your schedule, you always want to put in the non-negotiables, things that no matter what, you're never going to book an appointment around certain things. And that's going to be around this 10:30 time. So what I recommend is block off Friday mornings for training and maybe some follow-up on pending business. And if you want to go out and run business, go out and run business, Friday afternoon or Friday early evening. Now, you're also going to get access to the back end of the YIG website. Again, it's www.yigagents.com. And this is password protected, so you're going to need to get those credentials from Teresa. And I'll just give you a real quick tour of what that website looks like. When you log in, probably the first thing you want to do is go on to Final Expense Training. It's going to open up a bunch of different training segments that you can get into. Like I said, for the training part of it, as far as sales training, you really probably want to stick more on the Senior Solutions website. There's a lot more information regarding sales training, but nothing on here is going to hurt you. There's some really there is some really good information. Moving on, you can also use these printable forms as well on the back end of the YIG website. One that we use most often when we're presenting is this 3-option worksheet. So you're going to want to print out a bunch of those so that you have them. Now, as far as our partner companies who we do business with, this is a list of some of the companies on the back end of the YIG website. If you want to access some training, as an example, if you just click on the Transamerica logo, it's going to open up a page, and you'll be able to access all the different information that you need for Transamerica. If you go back and you click on, Mutual of Omaha, it's going to take you to the Mutual of Omaha site. You got the product information, underwriting guide, all different types of information that you need. That's what I was saying. Just keep in mind, utilize the YIG website mainly for product training. There's also a lot of annuity information. So if you want to get up to speed on annuities and index universal life, there's hundreds of hours of recorded training material on the back end of the YIG website, which is going to be great for you to get into. Now, in addition to that, we also do weekly webinars. The YIG, we do a national call with all the agents, not just Senior Solutions, but all the agents in the YIG family participate in a Friday webinar that starts at 9 o'clock Central Time. And typically there's a lot of great information on there. One of the things that we do on that webinar is that we celebrate our top performers from the previous week. This just gives you an example of one of the weeks. You can see here, what we do is we highlight the top 20. Obviously, we have hundreds of agents that produce business on a weekly basis. It'd be impossible to recognize everybody. So we just do the top 20. In order for you to be in the top 20, typically you need to be pretty close, somewhere in the $4,000 range in order to be in the top 20, and usually somewhere between 8,000 to 12,000 to be at the top of the leaderboard. But one thing, if you just kind of take a look at the leaders here, take a look at the application count along with the premium, you can kind of get an idea of what our average premium is. It's about $600 to $700 per application. But just take a look at how many agents did over, let's say, double-digit applications. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that did over 10 or did double-digit over 10 applications, and over 7. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 agents which had over 7 applications. Now I'm not just looking at this. It looks like I'm tied for the most applications. This particular week, I went out and ran some production. I was number 10 in the country. That's me, Joe J. Had 12 applications for $6,136, which means I was averaging somewhere around $500 per application. So probably had some smaller applications in there, probably a few, maybe children's, whole life. Those are usually only $200 or $300 as far as annual premium. So your goal should be really to try to get on the top of the YIG leaderboard on a weekly basis. And if you can accomplish that, if you can make the top 20 on a weekly basis, I promise you'll be in the $150,000 to $200,000 range as far as income. But you just got to have the right resources. You got to make sure that you've got leads coming in on a consistent basis. And that's really what we're going to get into next. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the some leads and some lead choices that we have. But before we do that, I think it's really important that you really kind of understand a basic sales cycle. And I don't care if it's this business or any other business, whether you look at retail or the food industry, All businesses have a very similar sales cycle. And at the top of the sales cycle, it always starts with marketing and advertising, because you've got to get out there, you've got to get in touch with people that don't know who you are. That's the whole point of marketing and advertising. When you look at these huge companies like Nike, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, they spend millions, if not billions of dollars in marketing and advertising. Marketing and advertising leads to what? Leads to creating sales, and it leads to prospecting. That's the second part. Let's see here. That's right here. Create leads, and then you got to prospect those leads. You can have all the best leads you want, man, but never underestimate how much work it takes to prospect. The leads are not going to sell themselves. You got to go out and see the people. Prospecting is going to lead to what? Presentations and follow-up. Presentations, making the presentation, making the sale, and then the follow-up is making sure that that business goes through. It's one thing to write an application. It's another thing to get paid on it. And then what do you do next? You just repeat the process. You repeat the process, okay? That's the sales cycle. Now, let's talk about lead generation. I'm going to go over a couple of different options. Now, listen, we're always looking for new ideas. We're always looking for different ways of marketing. I'm going to give you 3 proven marketing methods that you can take to the bank that I know that work. So when it comes to ordering leads, number 1 is the direct mail marketed leads. Guys, this is honestly, this is the gold standard. This is really the bread and butter of our business, is direct mail marketed leads, okay? 2, telemarketing leads. Great resource. Now, I personally probably wouldn't try to make a living on telemarketed leads, but it's a great way to fill in an existing order. And 3rd is Facebook leads. What's great about Facebook leads is that they're very cost effective, and man, they're almost instantaneous. When you place an order for Facebook leads, you're getting them, they're generated within a day from when you ordered them, okay? Unlike direct mail, which is a great lead, but typically on direct mail, I mean, let's face it, if we drop mail today, we're probably, talking 3 or 4 weeks before leads start coming in. Now, as far as some examples of direct mail marketing, I'm going to show you 3 different lead types. If you decide to order direct mail marketed leads, it's going to be filled with 3 types of leads. It's the Memorial Guide, it's the New Life, and it's the 255 supplement benefit lead. Here's the sample of the Memorial Guide leads. Very simple. It just states that you may now apply for new state-regulated life insurance for just pennies a day. The New Life lead talks about if you're between the ages of 50 and 85, the federal government provides funeral funds benefits that many seniors living today are not aware of that they qualify for. However, these benefits are thousands of dollars below the expenses of today's funeral cost, estimated by the National Funeral Directors Association between $7,000 and $10,000. And it states right here, your family is responsible for the unpaid balance. And it talks about applying for new state-regulated life insurance. And then lastly is the 255 supplement. Very simple, talks about life insurance as well. We are proud to announce a senior final expense life insurance program to help pay what Social Security does not pay for your final expenses. Okay, so those are the 3 lead types for direct mail. So just keep that in mind. If you're gonna order direct mail, it's going to be fulfilled with one of those 3 lead types. Now, protected territories. What is a protected territory? Well, if you decide to go in order, if you're going to order direct mail marketed leads, there's an opportunity for you to have a protected territory. Protected territory can only be done with direct mail, and it can only be done if you're on a recurring order. A recurring order is where you're ordering leads on an ongoing basis. In other words, you just don't order leads once. you're ordering leads either every week or every 2 weeks, then you can get a territory locked in where we kind of block it off, and we're only going to allow so many agents into a particular area, because we don't want to. We want to make sure that an area can produce leads on an ongoing basis, if that makes sense. We don't want to. I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of, but like exhaust. That's a good word. We don't want to exhaust all the data in a particular area, so we're only going to let so many agents work in certain areas. Now, some counties are very small and they really can't produce that many leads. So if there's one agent working that county, going to have the whole county protected. Some counties can produce hundreds of leads. As an example, I live close to Chicago. So in Cook County, where Chicago is, it's a huge county. There's about 6,000, it's not 6,000, 6 million people in Cook County. So we can produce, about 400 leads a week in Cook County, Illinois. So obviously we can't protect all Cook County for one agent, but we're only gonna allow so many agents into that area. So I can talk to you more on that on a one-on-one basis. Now, if you're ordering direct mail marketed leads, you're going to have access to our lead management system. Now, this system is totally free. Okay. Now, there is a premium version that you can get for $14.95 per month. Most agents honestly just do the free program. So my recommendation when you get started, don't sign up for the premium. Just take advantage of the regular free opt program. I think you'll get a great benefit out of it. The purpose of the opt program is for you to have all of your leads consolidated in one place, which is really, really good. This way you never have to worry about misplacing or losing a lead. This screenshot you can see is about a year old. It's back from December the 12th, 2017. But one thing I want to point out is as of a year ago, and this is my own personal account, I had over 8,000 leads in here. So at any given time, I can go back and basically create my own, like my B lead inventory. I can go back and work, leads that are, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. So it's a great system to have, and it absolutely costs you nothing. When you're ready to print a lead, you can just click on the lead. Here's an example. This top lead right up here. If I were to click right here on Catherine Thomas, and I want to view that lead, this is what the actual lead looks like. This is a real lead. So you can see here where the client filled out, she filled out her information in her own handwriting. And also I want you to notice every lead is barcoded, okay? The barcode is specific to each individual agent. This is how we can keep track of whose lead it is. Because remember, every lead order that we do on direct mail marketed leads is a custom lead order specifically for you. It's not like we're doing this big random mailing and then they're coming in, we're separating them or dishing them out to agents. So this is how we can keep track of when the lead was sent out, when it was sent back, and who that lead was sent for. This way we can have multiple agents working the same county, and we make sure that they never get the same lead. Because remember, with us, your leads are always 100% exclusive. Leads are never going to be resold. They're never going to be recycled. Now, typically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bunch them up. You're going to want to print your leads in a batch. So all you'd have to do is, as you see right here, as you click on the leads that you want to print, it's going to create a file, and then you can print. You can print 5 leads, 10 leads. You can print 100 leads at a time if you want to. The other lead type that we have, which we're really excited about, are Facebook leads. These are relatively new. We didn't have these a year ago. We just started using Facebook leads a few months ago. And let me just tell you, we're really excited about the opportunity with Facebook leads. One thing that's really neat about Facebook leads is how quickly you get them. As an example, if you place a lead order today, chances are you're going to start getting leads either tonight or probably by tomorrow morning. Okay. Now, Facebook leads are generated off of Facebook. It's basically a campaign. When you sign up for a campaign, the campaign is, by the way, is $400. So for $400, that's going to get you a campaign, and we will run on average about 250 ads on your campaign. Now with Facebook leads, when you order them, you're not doing them by county, you're doing them by city, and then we do like a radius. So, for as an example, if you lived in Nashville, Tennessee, just as an example, that's where we'd start the radius, and we'd start out small. We'd take Nashville and we do like a 10 to 15 mile circle, try to produce as many leads as we can out of there, and slowly expand as we need to, with a maximum of 50 miles from the center of the radius. So you should never get a lead more than 50 miles from the center. Now, we try to keep them under 50 miles. But one thing that's different about Facebook leads versus, let's say, direct mail, with direct mail, it's a fixed cost of $29.75 per lead. On Facebook leads, it's a $400 order, and it's a minimum guarantee that you'll get at least 20 leads. Okay, so if you do the math on that, that's $20 a piece on average. Now, in most cases, we're getting more than 20 leads. We're getting 22, 23, 25. We've had some agents get as many as in the mid 30s, which is going to keep your lead cost down. So what's different about the Facebook leads is that you're paying for a campaign, but if any extra leads come in, an example, if you got 40 leads, you get to keep all 40 leads, which then means your lead cost is only $10 a lead. But you're guaranteed to get at least 20 leads off of that initial investment of $400. So hopefully that makes sense. And just to expound on these leads a little bit more, how they're generated, there's an ad that it's based on people that have been searching for life insurance. Okay, so if it picks up that they've been looking for life insurance, they're going to get the ad that's going to pop up on their Facebook page, and this is geared for seniors, people over the age of 50. And it's if they click on the ad, there's going to be a video that they can watch. If they want to opt in, it's going to take them to a landing page that's a custom landing page designed for you. So if they request more information, they're going to get an email with your information, and they're also going to get a text as well, and that text is going to have your information on there as well. And sometimes we even have clients that call us. So they get the text, say, hey, Joe Johnson's going to be contacting you regarding final expense insurance, and it's happened where clients have actually reached out to us on the Facebook leads. Also have telemarketing leads. Telemarketing leads are a great supplement to your lead marketing, to supplement your Facebook and your direct mail. Telemarketing leads are done custom for each individual agent, meaning is that when we start your campaign for telemarketing leads, is that they're actually going to be using your name when they call. I'll just give you an example of that. So if I was ordering telemarketing leads, when they call out, they're going to be saying, hey, Mrs. Jones, we're calling in behalf of Joe Johnson. Joe's a state licensed agent, life insurance agent in your area. We just want to get you out the latest information regarding the new state regulated programs to cover final expenses. And again, they're going to ask if this is something that they would be interested in. If they are, they're going to start a recording, and they're going to ask the client, again, if it's to get permission, Mr. and Mrs. Client, just to make sure you did say it was okay for Joe Johnson to contact you in regards to life insurance to cover your final expenses. They're going to ask them if they'd like a quote for $5,000, $10,000, or would you like a quote for a little bit more? Okay, so again, great supplement to that. Next, what I want to jump into is just cover a little bit about on the Senior Solutions pay plan. Just want to make this comment is that this is not written in stone. These are just some guidelines. But you know, if you're a brand new agent, you've never sold life insurance before, typically a good starting point, most agents are going to start off in the 85 to 90% range. The levels are very easy to move up, to bounce from 85, 90, 95. Now, I'll tell you this, if you're an experienced agent and you're coming to us and you've sold before and you've got a proven history, or if you've been an executive with another company and you've got a lot of sales experience, we're typically going to start you at a higher contract, usually somewhere between the 110%. And if you're management material, management contracts start at 115, and our top contract goes as high as 135%. So we actually have another video that kind of covers you know, how to move up different levels and how to actually achieve executive vice president of 135%. But again, this is just to kind of give you an idea of what some of the starting levels are and what it would take to move up. I would imagine if you're watching this video, you've already contracted, so you probably already know what your contract level is. If you do have any questions on that, please contact me. Now, guys, before we get into I'm going to do some income scenarios with you. Again, I just think it's really, really important to understand the sales flow. We've already talked about the sales cycle. What I'm very quickly going to cover is just really is what I call is the sales funnel. And again, at the top of the funnel, it starts with leads. Remember, without leads, you're out of business. If you don't have new people to talk to every single day, every single week, you're out of business. Leads lead to appointments. You got to go out and see the people. Appointments lead to presentations, which leads to applications, which leads to income. So what that's going to do, it's going to transition me into giving you some income scenarios. And this is based on an agent just doing the direct mail market leads. Of course, this could be partially Facebook leads. You could have total market leads in there as well. But this is for an agent who's receiving 15 leads a week. What we automatically assume is about a 60% appointment ratio. So what that means is that for every lead that you get, you should be able to make an appointment and get in front of about 60% of those. So as an example, if you're getting 15 leads a week, that's going to lead to 9 appointments. You're going to close 55% of those on average. It may be a little bit lower at first. It may be 40, maybe 50, but eventually you're going to get close to 55 to 60%, which means at the end of the day, you're going to have 5 sales, assuming you're starting off at the lowest commission level of 85%. Our average annual premium is $650. That means your commission per sale is going to be $552 or $2,734 on a weekly basis. Now remember, you don't get to keep 100% of that up front. They're going to advance you 75% of your commission up front, which means you're netting, what you're going to see deposited in your bank account is $2,051.16. Now keep in mind, you made an investment of approximately $446 to get those 15 leads. That's going to give you a net income of $1,604. Now, you also have an additional $600 that's owed to you that you'll get when your clients make their 10th, 11th, and 12th payment. So you get the rest of that money at the end of the week. That's going to give you an estimated annual income on just 15 leads of $142,213. Take out your lead cost of $23,000, and look at here, guys, you're netting $119,000. You figure this your first year, if you commit to getting 15 leads a week, you should be making about $120,000 a year. That's assuming you don't sell any annuities and you don't get any referrals. Now, if you take a look over here to the right, this is going to be talking about adding to your income with referral business. I think it's pretty reasonable to assume let me get right here. If you're making 9 presentations, that you should be able to get at least 15 referrals a week. We're gonna figure you're gonna be able to get in front of at least 10% of those. That means 1.5. So really, just one person. You're gonna make 1 sale a week. So if you could just make 1 extra sale a week from a referral at the average annual premium, $650, and an 85% commission, that's an extra $553 a week, 580 total. But look at this, referral income. That's an extra $30,000 a year just for making 1 extra sale. You can give yourself, just by getting referrals, you can easily increase your income by $30,000 a year, which now you're tapping on the door to $150,000 just on 15 leads a week. I just think if you got really good at getting referrals, what if you were able to sit in front of 2 or 3 of those people? Because remember, on referrals, you're going to close a very, very high percentage of those. Oh, one thing, let me back up here. Let me go over this. And then you also have renewals. So on renewals, look at this. Year 2, you got an extra 6,000 coming in. Year 3, an extra 12,000. Year 4, and this is just based on 15. By year 5, let's say year 6, you got an extra 30. You got another 30,000 coming in. You add that to the 150. Now you're at about $180,000 a year after 6 years, just doing 15 leads a week. Now, let's say you bump this up. You really want to go full time? Because I got to be honest with you, 15 leads a week is not full time. That's part time. So let's talk about a full time agent. Let me find my little mouse here. Let's see here. Here we go. I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker, so now you kind of understand. 20 leads a week, 12 presentations, 7 applications. Now we got a little increase in our commission. We're at 95%. Same 650 annual premium, but now our commission per sale is $617. We did $4,000 a week. We got advanced. This is what hit our paycheck or our bank account. It's $3,056. Our lead cost was $595. Our net income $2,400. We got an extra $1,000 coming at the end of the year. Guys, you're at $211,000. Take out your lead cost. You're at $180,000. Do the same referrals, but now you're making a little bit more because you increased your comp. You're at $33,000 a year on referrals combined with your $180,000 on your direct mail. Guys, you're at $214,000. Very reasonable to assume or to think that you can do over $200,000, provided you're getting the leads. Look at this. 6 years later, you're at $40,000 a year in renewal income. You add that to your 214, as you're at about 255,000, almost about $250,000 a year after 6 years, taking 20 leads a week. Now let's pump it up to crusher level. Let me see if I have one more. Yeah, let's just jump to 30 leads a week. Check this out. This is crushing it. 30 leads a week, 18 presentations, 10 sales a week. Now you're at 110% commission. Same 650, that's never going to change. That's the average premium. But now look at your commission. Your commission is $715. You're grossing $7,000 a week. You get advanced $5,300. That's what's hitting your paycheck or your bank account. You get $892 in lead cost. Your advance after your lead cost $44. You still got another $1,700 coming that they owe you at the end of the year. Guys, you're at $368,000. Take out your lead cost, you're at $320. You keep getting those referrals. Check it out. Now for the referrals, you're $39,000 a year. You're at $321. You're at $360. Add in your, look at year 6 renewals. That's 60,000 plus that you're at 420, 420,000 in by yourself. Very realistic. We've got agents with our company right now that are making well over $250,000. We've had a couple of guys hit 350, and we've had one or two that have hit 400,000 in a year. So it can be done because we've had agents do it. Okay, so this is not pie in the sky. The beauty of this business, it can be anything you want it to be. It can be a great part-time opportunity where you can make an extra 500 to 1,000 a week, or it could be an extremely lucrative career where you can literally make $3, $4, $5, $6, even $7,000 a week in an income. And then also, I'm just going to really quickly cover recruiting. I'm not going to hit on this too hard, but guys, with every great sales opportunity also provides an opportunity for recruiting and agency building. This may not be something that you're interested in, but man, if you ever really want to expand your income to the next level, at least consider building an agency, hiring and recruiting other people. Because let's face it, there's only so many hours in a week that you can work. You know, if you owned a restaurant, if you owned a McDonald's franchise, as an example, what do you do to make more money? Well, maybe you could expand your hours. Maybe you could keep your drive-through open 24 hours a day. That's one way. But if you really want to expand your income, you're going to have to open more franchises. Maybe buy another McDonald's. Maybe buy 2 or 3. Maybe have 10 McDonald's. That's when you really start making money. Well, in the insurance opportunity, and specifically with this marketing program and Final Expense, there's an opportunity for you to reach out and put other people in business and give them the same opportunity you have, but for you to have an opportunity to make a little bit of override. And it doesn't come out of their paycheck. It comes out, the insurance company pays it. Because the more production you do is going to entitle you to a higher comp. So that's the beauty of it, is that you're never taking commission from an agent. It's above and beyond. But this just gives you a real quick example here. If you just had 5 agents as an example, let me get my, if you just bring in 5 agents, and I'm not talking about superstars, I'm just talking about 5 regular agents that are actually producing, and you have a 10% override, and let's just assume each agent is doing about $1,500 a week in issue paid premium. That means they're probably writing, $1,800 to $2,000 a week in submit. That's $7,500 a week in premium. You'd get your override commission would be $750 a week, which would give you an additional income on top of your own personal income of almost $40,000. And if you just increase that, if you went from 5 to 10, same 10% override will keep the $1,500 the same. That's $15,000 a week. That's $1,500 a week, or that's $78,000 a year for just 10 agents producing $1,500 a week. When you think about it, how long would it take you to build an agency with 10 agents? Take you 6 months, maybe a year? What if it took you 2 years? What if it took you 3 years? Is it worth it to put together an agency over a 3-year period to make an extra $80,000 a year? Man, I think so. And there's no end to this. I mean, we could show 15, 20, 30, 400 agents. But just take a look at this last scenario. Just 15 agents, 10% override, $1,500 per week per agent. That's $22,000 a week, $22,500. That's $2,250 in override, or $117,000. Let me leave you with this. How would you like to have an extra $117,000 coming in a year? without, now obviously with, I wouldn't say without doing anything. When you choose to build an agency, you make the decision that you are taking a leadership responsibility. So with recruiting, becomes responsibility and leadership. Your override must be earned. Okay, I'll leave it at that. If you have any more questions on that, certainly contact me. But guys, this really wraps up the webinar today. As far as Q&A, contact me on a one-on-one basis. Be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this new agent orientation, and look forward to working with you, each and every one of you, on a one-on-one basis. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.